These three words are the most important words of our faith. And after these 40 days of Lent, there's not much other than to say that Christ is risen. We're working on it. Baby steps. But if I were to say a few more words, I would say this. Today, especially this year, there are three other words that are very important for us. And these are words that we hear constantly in the Scripture. And they should always ring true in the heart of a Christian. And those other three words are be not afraid. This past year was filled with many things. But the one thing that defined the year and formed almost everything that we did was fear. Maybe it was fear of a real and dangerous thing, but it was certainly fear. We sacrificed handshakes, hugs, seeing the faces of loved ones and strangers alike, things that we all really need for a close personal connection with people. Some say that this was out of caution and prudence, and that might be true. But behind both of those things, the motivation was still fear. Fear of loss, fear of pain, and fear of death. But you know, the one thing that we are not supposed to be as Christians, as men and women who believe in Jesus Christ, is fearful. The reason we celebrate Easter is precisely to set us free from the fear of death, and consequently every other fear that we might have. In the resurrection of Christ, we see that not even death is really ultimately something to be feared. And although we know this, the fact of the matter is the world is a frightening place. It's certainly not fair. It's difficult on countless different ways. It's full of pain and suffering. And because we live in a world that is saturated by these things, it's easy for us to forget the hope and fearlessness that belongs to us as Christians. So as we gather and celebrate Easter this year, and as we near the end of the pandemic, God willing, it is up for all of us here to choose to be not afraid. We have spent a year being afraid, being cautious, again, probably for good reasons, but now it's time for us to start doing the exact opposite and being fearless. The world needed to be told, and still you drive on the highway, you're told to be afraid, wear a mask, wear a mask. Well, we're getting to the point very soon, if not already there. Well, we need to start saying, take it off and be not afraid. As much as we did to protect ourselves from this thing, we're going to have to go in the opposite direction to get us out of that, to lift us up so that we can return to that life which we are meant to have. And this is a real job that needs to be done. These things that we decided to do. Now we need to decide to come out as soon as it is humanly possible to do so. And in that regard, it will be our Christian witness of hope and fearlessness that will help us emerge from this dark cave of fear and walk in the hopeful joy into the future. Our friends, our family, and our neighbors will need our help to do this. They will need your joy, your fearlessness. They will need your hope. And so, brothers and sisters, give them that. Give them both of those things and let them know to be not afraid because Christ is risen. Thank you.